Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nadia. I'm class SD 28. I will presentation my paper and title is Efforts to Prevent Impliance and Illitate by Improving Culture of Literature in Elementary School age children. Okay, next. First, abstract. Abstract, the purpose of this study is to increase literacy culture in order to avoid ignorance and literacy in elementary school children. Okay, skip. Next, keywords. Keyword is three. One is literacy culture, illiteracy, and stupidity. Okay, next. Uh, Preliminary education at the elementary school age is a formation phase which is an effort to educate and train the life of a nation that is fierce, nationalist, creative, skilled, innovative, polite, and able to solve problems in their environment. Elementary school age children must be nurtured in an interesting way so that children can do this according to the rules. Teachers and parents must play an important role in childcare so that children are not influenced by Western associations and culture that have bad consequences. In this passage, children always imitate what parents and teachers and their environment do. If the habits that might have a good impact on the child, but if bad behavior is imitated by the child, then the child will become a person who is far from pious and nationalist human. Okay, next, the definition of literacy. Literacy based on the context of its use is said by Ham that literacy is an integration of listening, speaking, writing, reading, and critical thinking. Critical thinking skills. Women can communicate through good literacy mastery as well. Okay, next. Methodology. This paper make methodology. This research use a literature review method by reviewing several journals that are relevant to the discussion of children's creativity in elementary schools. The study provides a reference that is in accordance with the object in this study. Literature review does not only mean reading the literature, but rather toward an in-depth and critical evaluation of previous research on a topic. Literature review is a critical and in-depth evaluation of previous research. Sutterworth, 2009. Okay, next. This is discussion. Uh, to implement a literacy culture in schools, several principles are needed. The principles emphasized are as follows: 1. The development of literacy proceeds according to a predictable stage of development. The development stage of children in reading and writing are interesting between stages. Understanding this stage of literacy development can help schools to choose appropriate literacy habits and learning strategies according to the developmental needs of students. 2. A good literacy program is balanced. A school that implements a balanced literacy program recognizes that each student has different needs, so it takes a variety of reading strategies and text tips that vary as well. Okay, next. Literacy program take place in all curriculum areas. There is habituation and learning of literacy in school is the responsibility of all teachers in all subjects. Learning in any subject requires language, especially reading and writing. Thus, teacher professional development in terms of literacy needs to be given to teachers of all subjects. Next is no term is too much for meaningful reading and writing. Reading and writing activities in the classroom need to be carried out in order to create conducive and fun classroom conditions. For this reason, it is necessary to emphasize the form of meaningful and contextual activities. For example, writing a letter to mayor or reading to mom are examples of activities that are meaningful and make a strong impression on students. Okay, next, spoken language discussion and strategies are very important. A strong literacy-based class will carry out various oral activities in the form of discussion about books during class reading. Okay, and next, this diversity needs to be celebrated in the classroom and school. It is important for educators not only to accept difference, but also to celebrate them through a literacy culture in school. Okay, next. This After adhering to this principle, the next step is the application of literacy culture in schools. There are many forms of applying literacy culture in several schools in Indonesia, as follows: cultivating literacy with the 6M program. To improve the literacy culture in school, especially in the classroom among students, an action is needed, one of which is through the 6M program. The 6M program itself consists of observing, creating, communicating, expressing, posting, and demonstrating. Uh, what the 6M program The 6M program is this program has been implemented in several elementary schools in Indonesia based on research conducted by Auli Akbar. The literacy culture that is applied through the 6M program in school, especially elementary schools, students can get used to finding information related to learning activities in the classroom. Okay, next. Cultivating literacy with the Batu Basah model. The Batu Basah model activity is motivated by the low interest in reading students at school. In addition, students also have difficulty conveying their readings in oral and writing forms. Schools also have difficulty in managing literacy activities in school because not all school residents participate in literacy culture. In the Batu Basah model, which is an acronym for the receptive process to be productive, that is read, write, read, and convey the result. This model is implemented in the form of training and management of reading activities for library managers and all teachers in partner locations as an important part in developing a literacy culture. In addition, several students were also trained of effective reading tips, increasing student interest in reading and decreasing the level of difficulty of students in conveying reading results. In addition, the school has started to system in managing literacy activities in schools so that all school members participate in these activities and already have a format for delivering reading results both in oral and writing form. Okay, next. Uh, Cultivating literacy with a process approach. One way to develop a literacy culture is by learning to read using a process approach. Reading activities can be taught to children with a process approach that includes several stages of reading, namely the stage of reading preparation, reading activities, responding stage, exploring reading stage, and deepening interpretation stage. By learning to read with a process approach, the reading ability of elementary school students will increase and a good literacy culture will be built in children from early age. This process approach has also been applied in several schools in Indonesia. Okay, thank you. Thank you for watching. More or less, please forgive me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.